I mean, it's not as bad as people say it is, but I do understand why this is getting so much hate. But let me explain why I think this movie is okay for what it is, shall I? Yo, what is up, my Cinedroids? G to the S here. Today, I'm going to be reviewing a remake of the R-rated 2009 original, Secret in Their Eyes, about rising FBI investigators Ray, played by the operative from Serenity, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Jess, played by Tinkerbell from Hook herself, Julia Roberts, along with Claire, played by Nicole Kidman, their district attorney supervisor, who are suddenly torn apart following the brutal murder of Jess's teenage daughter. 13 years later, after obsessively searching for the elusive killer, Ray uncovers a new lead that he is certain that he can permanently resolve the case and bring long-desired closure to the team. But no one is prepared for the shocking and unspeakable secret that follows. Now, first off, before I get to the biggest elephant in the room out of the way that got people complaining about, let's go over some of the positive things that this movie has for me to discuss in this review. First and foremost, the camera work and cinematography looks amazing in this movie. In terms of the film's dramatic and emotional moments, whenever there's a situation where the tension between the two characters comes into play, the camera shakes just a tiny bit, and that right there is just enough for me to get invested on what they're going through. It's a very unfair and emotional situation, and Jess is the end result of it. And in terms of the movie's careful direction coaching from the guy that directed the movie Breach, starring Chris Cooper, Billy Ray, that's interesting. But anywho, his direction choice was well played out here. Sure, this is an underwhelming movie, but you gotta give credit to the performances that the actors are giving in this movie. They put in the work. Chiwetel Ejiofor did a great job. Nicole Kidman was fantastic. Julia Roberts did the most perfect performance out of all the other celebrities in this movie. In terms of character development, she sells as a paranoid mother who has lost his daughter due to a murder, and now she has to take matters into her own hands. And just to kill the person who killed her daughter. That's all there is to it. Now, I'll get to that twist in a moment, but her acting in this movie was phenomenal. Seriously, props to Billy Ray for taking their performances to the next level. Let's see if you can keep this up from here. Now, as for the action sequences in this movie, there's not that much to offer. But whenever the action does come into play, it's there for a reason. It's a very unique way to tell a story in this movie, if I'm being brutally honest here. Speaking of which, this is where my personal negatives with this film come into play here. Now for me, it's not the story of this film that I have a problem with. The first two acts of this film are very intriguing, and it had me guessing throughout the whole feature. However, the final act of this movie grinds my experience to a halt here. I'm not going to spoil the ending for you, but there was a twist to this movie that explains to the characters, as well as us, the audience, about the true killer in this movie. But the way they play it out is very questionable, but not in a way that makes me go like, ooh, I want to know more about that. It's more like an expression of, why did that happen in the first place? Are you going to explain a little more specifically about that backstory for us, please? In terms of execution, I can see why people got confused with that. The ending was a little anticlimactic a little bit. But does that mean that I hated this movie? No, not at all. In fact, at the end of the day, I actually did find some enjoyment in Secret in Their Eyes, in my opinion. Sure, the twist at the end was not that good, but I still think that the acting was great, the camera work was handled perfectly with care, the characters were very well developed, and I thought the dramatic moments were very poignant and sincere. And as a result, I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I'm brave and bold enough to say it anyway. I rate Secret in Their Eyes, the 2015 remake, of 3.5 stars out of 5. Again, not as bad as they say it is, but it's not like it's one of the most groundbreaking movies of all time or anything. I was fair to it. There were more good elements in this film than bad. I said what I had to say. Let's move on and accept the fact that everybody has an opinion. You may agree with me, you may disagree with me. But like I said, one of these things is not like the other in terms of people's opinions on certain things. If any of you out there just flat out hate my opinion and want to leave hateful comments about it, then do yourself a favor and get the heck out of here. No one wants you here. That's just how life works. Deal with it. So the 2015 remake of Secret in Their Eyes. Have you seen it? If you have, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Answers down below, please. Also, if you like this video and you want to see some more, make sure that like button shines in your face. That'll totally help me out a ton. Also, share it with your family and friends and favorite it. That's a very good way to show support for this review. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell right next to you so you can be notified of future videos that I have in store for you. Also, if you want a shout out on a future video, just follow me on Instagram and I will choose one of my Cinedroids to be displayed as a shout out. The link's in the description below. Also, I set up a Patreon page for you guys where you don't have to do this if you don't want to. I understand. But if there's a rare chance that you are interested in doing so, there will be a link in the description so that way you can visit my page and gain access to up to 4 membership tiers. On my page, I post reviews a week early before you get to see them posted on this channel. I'm also planning to do book reviews, nerdy fan polls, and also while you're at it, I'm going to be doing TV show episode and movie reactions on my page as well. So if that's your cup of tea, go to the link below, become a patron, and let's get to know each other a bit more. Also, if you want to subscribe to my gaming channel, there's either a link in the description or at the icon card in the top right corner of your screen. Go over there, subscribe, and let's just have fun together. Also, if you want to subscribe to my GS Productions After Dark channel, where I do reviews of mature rated movies, games, and TV shows, although my commentary about them can be family friendly also, there'll be a link in the description so that way you can visit my channel if you're feeling frisky. But until then, I'll see you next time. Peace out.